Rise and shine. How do you hear me?
We can hear you very clearly, sir.
Outstanding. You know, I was just now finishing up a whole lot of business that we got going on. So let me say to the United Nations quickly, rise and shine and welcome to the call. This is the United Nations call. We do want to recognize them as being part of our family based upon we all are the World Global Network, Reset, Restoration Network family. And yes, we do consist of 198 sovereign nations. These sovereign nations makes up of more than 10 billion people on the planet. Those 10 billion people are part of a world whereby now everything is changing. Everything is beginning to work itself out. Yes, I know a lot of you are still concerned about where will you be and how would you fit in. What part are you going to play or whatever world are you planning on living in? You know, I want to say this to make sure that even our hosts recognize this. I am not entertainment. I am not on this call to become anyone's entertainment. And believe it or not, I will, as I have done in the past, I will identify that for everyone on the planet. And I will, each time, I will reiterate and reiterate that I'm not a service of entertainment. And I know I have to do that for the host because a lot of times I realize she puts me on the call just to hold you, your attention. That's not going to happen. I'm going to make sure that the host does her job and index all the people on this planet in the United States of America. And I, myself, I'm just going to bring you the prophecy of what's going on. I'm not entertainment. I'm not on these calls to help the host hold your attention or to even get you to recognize that you must identify yourself. That's not why I'm on these calls. I'm on these calls to bring you the prophecy of this universe. Take it or leave it. Many of you probably believe that you already got a prophet better than myself, and I'm okay with that. I can tell you they're not the ones that my father sent. I don't care how well they might be, I would say, rehearsed and what they've learned and they teach. I don't care what they're bringing to you based upon some school that they went to or some history class they finally was able to obtain. I am only here to bring you the prophecy of the universe based upon all of the holy scriptures that you have ever read. Based upon the Bhagavad Gita, the Septuagint, the Torah, the Tanakh, the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, the Holy Quran Circle 7, the Book of Maccabees, as one might call it, Maccabees, the Book of Jubilee, the Book of Thomas, the Book of St. Mary, all of the books that are out there that are classified as would be spiritual books or religious books or whatever way you might deem them to be. I can tell you that they're part of history, all of them. And history is playing out as we so speak. History is playing out to the point where everyone has to recognize it whether he or she wants to or not. This is what keeps us going. I know for a fact that by the time we have completed this whole entire universe for its reset, the people of this universe will either be saved or they will be lost. No in between. As the scripture has already told us, you're either hot or you're cold. It tells us in the scripture that if one deems himself to be lukewarm, he will be spewed out of the mouth of God, and thereby he will vanish. I do, and I had a couple of people that have texted me in regards to knowing part of the resurrection will come. They're asking me, what would the resurrection really look like? They're asking me the question, will we all recognize who we are and where we are, and will we be able to see past loved ones and all of those things? I can tell you that, yes. You're going to be able to recognize them because on that one day of judgment, Everyone is going to be present. Will everyone be able to see each other? Yes, sure will. You must understand to be absent from this body, as it was written in all the Holy Scriptures, is to be present with God, with Yah Allah. We'll be in His presence. And therefore, just as He sees, you will be able to see. You'll be able to see everything that it is, everything that it was, and everything that is going to be. You'll be able to see it all on that one particular day called Judgment Day. I know some of you don't believe that day is coming. Some of you are kind of praying that that day never comes. Some of you already know that that day is just right here around us now, and we're being judged accordingly each and every second of the day now. Even though there's medical conditions going on the planet right now, you can assure yourself that the only reason you're still on the planet with that medical condition is because Father Yah wants you to be. You're either learning what to do or what not to do in the coming future. You're either learning exactly what got you there and being able now to find yourself holding yourself accountable for the things that you've done to get that way. All these things are taking place as we so speak. Everyone must recognize that. With the wars now brewing, building, fashioning themselves to get more and more, they're beginning to get louder and louder. And I can assure you, they will get louder. World War III is already happening, people. If you're looking for World War III and you're waiting for someone now, we're in World War III, you're wasting your time. Because World War III started right when World War II ended. That's when it started. And it's only been gaining momentum as we so live and speak. So World War III is going on right now. Will that be a World War IV? I've already told you possibly you might consider it to be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. But at the same time, I can tell you that World War III will grow into such a larger war, it will be classified a battle. And everybody will recognize that battle, because that battle will be a part of the whole entire world based upon biblical teaching, biblical studies, biblical learning, and based upon the world in which we all have been longing for, called heaven. I know some of you possibly been working toward that world we call Hades or hell, but I can assure you that's not the world that will be controlling anything, because it will be part of the end of all worlds according to the Battle of Armageddon. And for all of you who have not yet read the book of Revelation, where it's speaking about the Battle of Armageddon, my advice to you is to read it. And I know for you people in the United States of America down south, we would call it, Louisiana, Alabama, and all the other areas down there in which might be still classified to be, as we would say, savage, uncivilized. All those areas, but I was only talking about Louisiana and Alabama, but Mississippi, known as another one of those areas. We have then the would-be Carolinas. We have Georgia, or should we call it Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah. All the areas down there are those southern areas whereby they have been trying to bypass all of the things that will take place on the planet, knowing that all these things shall come to pass based upon the fact that it's inevitable. We're working tirelessly now to build this world. War is going on in Afghanistan. War, yes, they haven't stopped. What do you think? The world wars that are going all the way to the point of being in what is known as Zimbabwe, Africa. Speaking now about in the Congos coming to some type of agreement where they're going to come to a peace agreement. Let me help you out. It's obvious that whoever is talking peace have not yet read the Holy Scriptures. The Holy Scriptures in every book you can find will say to you, when they begin to say peace, when they begin to speak of peace, when they begin to say they have sat down and come to nothing more than a solution of peace, it says, woe, there shall be wars and more wars. It says even those wars will break out, numerous of wars. It says that, and along with that, there will be also rumors of wars and rumors of wars. And it says, yet still the end will not be yet. It tells you that it will go to a point where mothers will be against daughters, fathers against sons, and vice versa. That just means the mother and son will also be hostile toward each other, and the father and daughter will be hostile toward each other. That's all it's saying, vice versa. I'm bringing it down in simple terms because I know a lot of you attended church, but you kind of skipped out on Sunday school. That was the time when you considered yourself to be playing hooky from the church. You missed Sunday school. Some of you used to have vacation Bible school, where even when you was on vacation, you had to go and spend some school at church. Learn while you was still in church. Yes, vacation Bible school, they would call it. And then some of you on Wednesdays, y'all had that thing you call BTU. Yeah, I think that was Bible training units, what you had, BTU. And you had to go there and learn a little bit. But many of you, I know, see, the Southern, they already start screaming, they hear me. Because many of them, they remember all of these would be classes that they went to. BTU, Vacation Bible School, Sunday School, and even sometimes they would do it on Wednesday night prayer night. I know, for some of you. Wednesday night was normally ladies' night at the club as well, so some of you kind of skipped out on that class as well. Stay with me. I'm just telling you what you did. This is based upon the prophecy. I'm just giving you the prophecy of the past and the future. Which one do you want? I know you only want the future, and you want it to be in your favor. However, I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to be in your favor. I know that it's not going to be in your favor. You know that it's not going to be in your favor because you haven't done anything yet to favor yourself to be in it. You haven't indexed yourself. In other words, you haven't identified yourself. For those of you who did, just be quiet. See, every time we have a conversation like this, you just start jumping up and down. I did myself. I identify myself. Be quiet. You know, it's a known fact that if there's a pack of wild dogs and you throw a rock, only the one or those that get hit by the rock will yelp the loudest. So just sit down and be quiet. That's all you got to do. Stay out of the way of the rock. You'll be okay. Right now, we're talking about those who need to identify themselves. If you already identified yourself, be quiet. Stop going looking to the court system so you can find a fight or an argument. That's your problem. You don't know how to sit down and be quiet. You've been told now since about the year 2014 to sit down, shut up, eat your brownies, find something you like, popcorn, I don't care what it is, get some Chewies or something. Sit down, get your favorite beverage, and sit down, drink it, and eat, and just be quiet just for a moment. Let the chatter of your gums be from chewing that delight that you like. That's all you got to do. And be quiet. Because so much is going on right now. Nope, you can't stop it. Nope, you're not going to be able to prolong it. Even though you keep getting in the way, you get in the way, that's not prolonging it. You're going to get in the way, and something's going to happen to you that you don't want to happen to you. So sit down, be quiet, get your beverage, get your favorite treat, and relax. All these things are going to come to pass. I'm just telling you. I don't care anything about Donald Trump. I don't care anything about Obama. I don't care anything about Bush. I don't care anything about William Jefferson Clinton. I don't care anything about their mamas, their wives, their sisters, their brothers, their children. I don't care anything about any of their dogs, their cats, whatever kind of pet they got, monkeys. I don't care. I don't care anything about that. I need you to focus on you. Not what's happening in the courthouse with Puff Daddy. Not what's happening in the courthouse with R. Kelly. Not what's happening in the courthouse to even one of the would-be so-called former presidents. What you need to be considering about is yourself. There's a lot going on. And they're talking about destroying your sovereignty. Sovereignty. That's the land in which you live on, soil. You are of that soil. They're talking about destroying you. You. Sovereignty. Sovereign, yes, that's the breath of God. The sovereignty is the soil. That's your body. The sovereign is what goes inside of the sovereignty, which causes you to be able to live and to breathe as a being. Yeah, as a human being. All you got to do is pay attention to what's going on and stop worrying about everything around you. Some of you are so worried about your families that you can't worry about yourself. Listen, let me say this to you. Listen and be quiet. Every knee must bow and every tongue must confess. I don't know what part of that you're missing, but you can't talk for anybody in your family. Nobody. Whether they be faggots, whether they be whores, whether they be pimps, whether they be preachers, whether they be deacons, whether they be first ladies. You can't talk for them. Be quiet. Every knee must bow, every tongue must confess on their own without any help from you. You keep trying to save people and losing yourself. That's the worst thing in the world for a soldier to do as a soldier. You go out, you carry your platoon out, you look to take care of them, and you realize that all of them are working against you. All of them. You're teaching them teamwork. And the teamwork you have taught them is for them to build a team against you. Be quiet. Just be quiet. Sit back, relax. Pay attention. You'll be better off. Stay focused. That's the reality of truth. And majority of you need it. You're too busy trying to save grandpa's house, grandma's house. If they left it to you, you need to be saving it for you. Not for grandma and grandpa. They ain't coming back for it like that. Save it for you. If you're going to lose it for you. Don't lose it because grandma and grandpa couldn't save it. It's not up to them. That's the saddest thing in the world. Grandpa leaves you the pink Cadillac, and you save the pink Cadillac only because grandpa, you believe, is going to one day come back and see if you took care of it. He don't care. Go trade it in. Get a red Cadillac. Get a bright orange Cadillac. Do something. But don't keep thinking that you got to protect it just because you believe that grandpa is going to come back and see that you didn't do such a good job. Most of you are not going to do a good job anyway. That's why he left it to you. He knew you wasn't. He knew you was not going to change the oil. He knew that you wasn't going to get the tires rotated. He knew that you was never going to do a tune-up on it. You wasn't doing it when he was there. What makes him think you're going to do it when he's gone? Some of you are just really, really, truly, I believe you're brain dead sometimes. I believe you think that your grandpa and grandmother and your mother and your father's brains will work inside of you even though you got a raggedy body. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're going to wake up, you're going to do what you have to do, or you're going to be annihilated. Right now, your only calling is to identify yourself. Are you going to be classified non-productive, non-existent? And that's what they're going to do to you. They're going to make sure that you don't produce, and they're going to make sure that they eliminate you. That's what's going to happen to you. I'm just calling it like it is. Don't get mad at me. I'm the messenger. You can kill the message, but leave the messenger alone. You don't have to believe the message, but at least hear the messenger out. That's just the way it works nowadays. That's the way my father planned it. And even though they sent you Jesus the Christ, he had the same message I got now. I know that. He and I, we have become one. He had the same message I had. You know what you did? You didn't believe him. You called him a liar. He was a manipulator. He was a scammer. You know what you did? You went to the extent of putting him on an old rugged cross, you called it. You pierced him in the side. First of all, you nailed him to it, right? Then you pierced him in the side. You put thorns around his head. And you did all of that, laughing. And then you killed him. And you want me to believe now that you're going to finally sit down and start being reasonable? You want me to believe that? You're going to finally sit down and be reasonable after all that you did. And some of you just really, you get on the spiritual nerves of all the angels in heaven. They hate to hear your name. You know what? Because they say that you're a big liar. You claim now that Malcolm X was great. You claim now that Dr. King was great. You claim now that John F. Kennedy was great. You claim now that Jesus the Christ was great. But you want to know something? When they were there with you, you treated them like trash. You didn't believe them. They were scammers. They were liars. They were lady would-be, I guess they were lady rousers, because they was always around women, you would say. They did nothing for you. They did everything for themselves, so you would say. Now that they're gone, you say they are the next best thing to sliced bread. That's what you would say now. Yeah, I know. I know how you operate. Everybody is messed up until you realize when they're gone that they were telling you the truth. Then you want to try to backtrack. Sound like an old KC basketball team. I haven't yet passed so many people wearing OKC shirts that I've ever seen on this planet. You can go to Dallas, Texas right now, and you see majority of the people walking around with an OKC basketball jersey on. You go to Alabama, you'll see the majority of the people down there with OKC basketball jersey. It's like as soon as the winners start to win, you jump on their team. But before that, they're nothing. They're sorry individuals. They're scammers. They're liars. They're manipulators. But as soon as they start winning, you jump on the winning team. You start wearing that jersey. You start screaming and hollering their names. You know something? I'm beginning to think that you only ride the backs of those who allow you to. And that's about to come to a close. I know. Some of you are listening to me now. I talk too plain and too simple. I give too simple of an example of what it is for individuals to do the right thing, to get on the right track. And that right there, it really bothers you. But you want to know something again? I'm not your entertainment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look outside my window because it's time for me to go to work. So I'm looking out there, it's day. And according to the word in which I read, that I believe and that I trust and I do, based upon becoming the word and the word became flesh, I can tell you I got to do what it says. Looking outside my window, it's now day. Man must work while it's still day, for when night cometh, no man can work. My work will and must go on. It's inevitable. My work must take its place. I'm going to go to work. United Nations, I know that it's getting real hectic in your areas. Wars are beginning to just flare up everywhere. Nations are beginning to go against nations. We got things going down over in Vietnam, over in that area. We got things going on in Thailand and Taiwan. We got things going on everywhere. But I keep telling the nations, you can fight now. But I guarantee you that every nation will come together, or every nation will find themselves eliminated off this planet. Every knee will bow. Every tongue will confess that he is who he say he is, and there is no other. And I guarantee you that. But until later, when you decide you're going to identify yourself, when you decide you're going to put an end to war, I'll be waiting. I'll be working, though. Meantime, if you believe that you've done all that you need to do, go sit down. Don't say nothing. But I tell you, if you're just sitting down to relax, have your popcorn, your brownie, your favorite beverage to stay out of the way of what's happening, I would tell you, it might be a wise thing for you, surely, if you're not going to do anything to identify yourself. Until later, peace and love. Nightfall.